Hi everybody, welcome back to Rustic Gears Season 4, Episode 61 with me, Sid. Yeah, it's been a while since I played, been a while since I've been on the server actually, it's been nearly a week, which is unlike me. Reason being is I have been away on a conference for work. I've been to the SCOMS conference, which used to mean something, but these days it has no real meaning. It is literally just the name of the organisation, but it's all to do with learning technologies and teaching room standards and that kind of stuff, you know, AV, let's say AV. But last episode we built this blank canvas, this very unadorned space just there, which is going to be an inn. It's going to be the Inebriated Elk. Now I want to carry on working on this space, and there are several things we need to do. We need to start to build up the detail. So probably the next level of detail that is needed in here, apart from putting some floors in, is probably going to be some windows, door frames, which we'll probably end up chiseling in, floors, more windows above, floors again, and more windows in the form of dormer windows up at the top there. We've still got all of our goodies here. We've got lots of clay, we've got lots of limestone sand, we've got gravel that actually needs to go into the sifter, to be honest. We've got a whole load of blocks to give us detail. I've got a little bit of glass. I do need some shale or something for the leading, and we've got a whole load of raw dauber in there. So we're in a reasonable place. We've got a good start, and we can put down my back chest as well, just so I've got the things I need. So I'm going to need some of those chimneys, no doubt. Yeah. So where to start? I think windows would be a splendid place to start thinking about, and specifically ground floor windows. Kind of here. Maybe, what did we do? Two, maybe even like two. And we're going to be up in the detail, but maybe we do, if I'm going to have a kitchen bar there, so we can come over here a bit, get a little bit of a view on that. Do I want to? Well, let's do the same. Let's just give this a. Yeah, but I won't mind you. I suppose if I'm having the kitchen might have the chimney in that. Let's go with that. The kitchen's having the chimney in, which is there. Yeah, that's going to work. That explains a lot, and we can use that as the narrative for the reason this is the way it is. So that kind of gives us probably enough windows. We could go mad and put some on there, but you know, it's not going to be huge. Let me just get rid of you. And what I probably need to start thinking about here is mixing in some of this old blocks. And maybe even a bit more of these. I'm tempted to actually kind of build up these corners in the sides, the polished, this stuff. I think that will give us, let me try and do this. So, before I forget, if there is a bit more background noise than usual, we are experiencing a heat wave in the good old UK right now. This is not something, well, I say this is not something we're used to. We are used to it now because I've even bought air conditioning for my home. And if you'd have asked me 3 years ago if I was going to whatever buy aircon for the UK, I would have laughed at you, because there's no way we would have bought aircon. We don't need it. This is England after all. But yeah, we most definitely do. It is oppressively hot, let's just say that. So that gives us a nice, that just gives a little bit more structure. And then we're going to mix up the actual stones. So we'll pop that away will take you, and we'll pop those away for now. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to just pop out the odd brick in each section of wall, and then we'll replace it with one type of stone, and then we'll come back and do a pass with some other stones and so on and so forth. Probably the easiest way. The other way of doing it, of course, would be to keep changing the stones, take a whole load of these bricks out, but that way means a lot more faffing around backwards and forwardsing, and that, yeah, well, it's not necessarily my preferred way. Finding that random pattern, of course, random patterns being anything but if you're filling them manually, is a well-known fact that most of our what we think of as random are actually influenced by unconscious biases that we don't not even aware that we have. You know, a likeness of straight lines or diagonals or horizontal lines or whatever. All of those can lead to an unconscious bias within the structure of the thing you're doing, and you're not actually being truly random. But for this, it's random enough, you know. There's always that school of thought that's like, yeah, good enough. So we'll get some of these in, and we will I've got a little bit to do on this wall. I'm going to probably need to do a little bit there as well, and then I'll repeat for the standard cobble, which may be less of, and the ashlar cobble, and I'll bring you back in once we've done that. Thought I was recording. Of course, one of the problems is my delete key is actually record, and also I haven't. So we've got this shape. This is a shape that I borrowed. I'm just going to call it let me call it a 1x1 arch. That's just so we've got it in our pantograph, and if I go in there now, we've got that. So that's my portfolio. Nice thing about this is it now actually stores the shape, but that's the shape that I want. We are going to, well, let's start off with one, and then we'll kind of take it from there. So I've got the angle over here. What we're going to do, we're going to place you there. We're going to, no, we're not. We're going to chisel you. We're going to grab that. It's better. And then we're going to go and get my my other chisels. I'm going to get a little bit of this, I think it's shale that I've got for the leading, which we're going to want a stubby and a hammer, and I'm going to grab myself at least 18 because there's 9 windows in that section. But obviously we still have to do the windows up above as well, and we've got 20 quartz glass currently, which we're going to use quartz glass on that. I don't want this to be expensive glass. You know, the idea here is that this is supposed to be a dockside tavern. So what we can do is start, bringing this framing in, and then I can work out how I want to do the leading for the glass and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that's a start. We'll pop one of those in there. We will just chisel all of that out. Go down a bit smaller. I actually don't need to be using my true chisel, do I, if I've got the hammer in my offhand. I can wear out the standard meteoric. I need to wear out some of these tools so I'm not carrying quite so many. Oh, hello. Back there. We can probably get away with doing this actually. Get this down, come in and do this. Wow, that's got quite a reach on it to get to that thing, hasn't it? Don't think it's picking it up from the point of view of... Oh, I can't get in there, can I? That's fine. We can take this out like this and go round. And we can take this out like this. And then just bring it all the way down like so. Now I suppose there's a question, do I want to put a windowsill on it? I suppose I should. It's just a matter of what material do I want to use. I mean, shale would seem not right. However, let's start off with that. Let's mirror it, and let's shape. Oh, you changed it to merge shapes. That's interesting. Did not know you'd done that. Okay, but and then we can come in and we can add a piece of this, and we can start to fill this up with glass, and then we'll get the leading in. Now I suppose what I could have done is gone on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just do that half and then work out how to get the leading in. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? We'll do that. Okay, again, I'm going to fill this in with glass. I'm also going to fill that in with glass, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, Bran's just joined, so yeah, we're not alone. But I am going to, I think, try something like this. Because that should be different to just a plain grid, because obviously you've got this kind of thing going on here, which gives it more of a leaded feeling, I feel. And some of the pattern won't translate perfectly, that is fine. Oops, hello. Damn it. That works though, doesn't it? I think. Let's go with that. It's a pattern. And that will give us the bottom floor windows. Now the top floor windows are going to be a lot more exotic, probably bay windows. But we'll come to those in a moment. We still haven't finished with the bottom floor. There's still a lot more detailing to do down here. Well, I mean, there's going to be huge amounts of detailing to do. This is second detail pass, and I tend to have like 3 or 4 passes of detail before you move to furnishing, which is kind of the last step. But what do we think? I like that. That works for me. I'm not actually going to put a windowsill in there. I think we can leave that well enough alone. What we can do is squish in here, and we can, now we're on the latest version of Chisel, so come on, you're supposed to have been fixed. Okay, you haven't been fixed. Oh, that's a bit. Oh, maybe you have. Hang on, shape and materials. You have been fixed. Okay, that's good. Let me mirror this so it's on the right side. Yeah, the ability to pantograph directly onto an unchiseled block hasn't worked for a short period of time, and it has been a little bit annoying, to say the least. But we'll stick a bit of that in. We'll have one of those in there, and we'll have a bit of that in there. That's all good. We can grab you, and then we'll mirror. Let's go and have a look at that. See what we're dealing with now. Look at that UFO. Yeah, starting to get some detail. Now, next thing I'm going to need is beams, and a lot of them. I need to decide what beams I want. I am probably going to go. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Okay, let me just pop you in there temporarily, along with that and those. You can go in there along with that, and that. Gives me plenty of space in my inventory to go and want to kill that boy racer. Of course, I mean, he's probably going to do it himself if we're brutally honest. So maybe no effort required on my part, eh? Right, I think, let's just have a look at stripped. No, let's have a look at logs then, see what the... Pardon me. Let me try debarked. That's it. Debarked. Birch, no. Oak, yeah. You see, I'm kind of thinking, actually K-pop might not be. Cacature, I think, would be too orange against the sandstone. Bald cypress, interesting. Could be interesting. Larch, yeah, we ain't going nowhere near that. Walnut was where I was thinking. K-pop could be thinking. Now, let me just have a look at K-pop beams. I can find K-pop. Boat seat. Shame you can't put those in the real world, but there you go. K-pop single roof. No, K-pop. Give me some K-pop stuff. I just want to see the beam. K-pop firewood, not what I'm after. K-pop support beam. Okay. Is K-pop a little bit kind of too tan, too matchy colour? I think bald cypress, actually. I think that might be an interesting look. Now, I know I haven't got much bald cypress, but I do know where I can go get some, so I will go and deforest a little bit of the thing. I was going to put that in my storage room, and I'll be back in a short while. Alright, well, I've got a little bit of this stuff. Hopefully this is enough. We are going to strip it. And I'll try and keep this relatively inventory friendly. But that is 3 beams per, so we're getting 32 and that. Let me, hang on, what did I do with that? Oh, there it is, yeah, it's alright. Thought I'd done something weird with that, but clearly I didn't. There you go, 30, so a whole bunch of beams. And I think these will look interesting because they kind of complement the structure at the top. Now you need to come out because you are going to go from there all the way up to there. See what I mean? I think that looks quite nice as a... Well, hello, let me slow down and let me try recording that bit again and not hitting the delete key. Right, slow myself down. So again, we've just got down from there up to the top. Beams have become a lot better in the more recent versions of Vintage Story. So they used to be an absolute pain in the backside. That's an official measurement. But let us now. If I do that, that's fine because I'm going to be doing something fancy underneath. I think I am anyway. So we'll just do you to there for now. Do I do up here as well? Maybe we do. I mean, yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? And then, right, we're going to need to bring that down because I need to fit this in. We're going to go from there and we're going to come all the way across to there. And that's fine. And then we're going to do the same from there all the way across to here. So again, framing out this, and we're going to frame out the top as well. I may do that in a different colour. I mean, that could be an interesting... So that will... Let's try that again. Like that. Now, I'm not worried about the fact that we haven't got that going. That's fine. There's no such thing as perfection, especially when you start playing with beams. But we probably do need to think about from there all the way. This is going to be painful, isn't it? I'm going to need my angel belt for starters. Okay, I'm going to have to do this, I suspect. I'll take you out. And then we'll see if we can still place that after I've got this beam in place. Because that's the danger that we then can't. Yeah, you can't place it because of that. Damn it. No, that's not right. Oh, maybe that was... okay, let me just check something. This could be they might not be able to place it because I was trying to place it on that block, which had got that. Let me just try that one more time. Nope. Okay, so that's a pain. How do I work around that restriction? I mean, I can... Can't place there, there's a block in the way. That's about the best I can manage, I think. Oh well, we'll just have to work on the basis that you're going to be blown away by the detailing on everything else, and ergo, you won't notice. Let me try this like that. Yeah, I actually like that. I think it's not too dark, which was always a danger. And then what I was going to do is, I'm not sure whether to do it. Do I do it on? I mean, everyone might be a bit much, but let me just try that. No, actually, I don't mind that. That works. Okay, we're going with that. Middle of that block to the edge there. And I can hear a cat at the door. So I'm going to continue with this beaming all the way around here, and I shall be back with you in a second. Okay, the next bit of detailing I've done all the way around here. I've put the framing in on the bottom for now. If there's any more to do, but I don't know. The next bit of detailing is all about this roof ridge line, which we will copy up like so, and we'll mirror and copy on this side, mirror. Copy on that side. So that will give that a tidy ridge line. Now I may bring some beams into this, I may not yet, I haven't decided. However, let's merge that shape. Let's grab you, let's come around, do this side. Shape and material, actually just shape, doesn't matter because the materials are the same. Oh, okay, right, fine. And then there's just the other end to do. Might as well just do that. That was the right shape, wasn't it? Yes. And then we just need to do a rotate on this one. Shape only. Quick mirror. And merge. So that's the ridge lines done. Then I think before we actually put windows in, we actually need to start thinking about where stairs and the likes are going to go, because I'm kind of inclined to bring them up this side and then maybe have the rooms over there. Yeah, it kind of makes more, because I think if I were to come up this side, we'll get in for where the bar, I mean, we could come up that way, I suppose, from here. I also need to think about floor material. Now, obviously the docks here are, actually they're not rotten, they're oak. They started out as rotten ebony. Don't really, I mean, I could use this. That's your aged polished cobble rock. I should have I got any that's actual? I've got that stuff. So I could probably get away with a stone floor. Should we try that? Let's try that. And then we can take it from there, can't we? I mean, the ceiling won't be stone, that will be wood. But the ground floor will probably be stone. I may actually put a cellar in here, because then it'll make sense to put in some barrels and some, you know, some brewing material. I'm not really worried about that stuff, that'll all come out anyway. And I suppose there's a question mark about whether we actually give the cellar the access from the inside or the outside, because, you know, it could have a a cellar door on the outside, for example, that leads down into the beer cellar. But let's not get sidetracked with the booze immediately, because we need to do that. Oh, I did bring them out like that. Okay, that's fine. I'll probably put the doors on the outside edge then. But for now, let's put this down. It's a shame it's a little bit matchy to the walls, isn't it? I might try something around the edge just to break up that similarity. Let me go and let's try some of these cracked aged ashlar blocks. They're a little bit less samey, only a little bit, but enough to kind of put a border there. Maybe not, we'll find out. But let's yeah, it does kind of give you, it's a very subtle difference, but sometimes subtle differences are what we want. I mean, sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are. Right, so quick dig out here, get the floor in, and then I need to decide what I'm going to do for the upstairs, whether I do oak floor or, I mean, oak would be probably the most sensible and sympathetic. It's always, well, I kind of go to dirt. Well, yeah, wood, dirt. Right, let me pop those away, go and grab the rest of these. Hoover that lot up, and then pop, 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 pop. Need a little bit more of that. That one. Right, well that's a start. Let's and you really do need to try and get what have I got? I mean, I've got nails on me, so I could do a chest easily enough, couldn't I? I mean, I've got that. Let me 24. Yeah, way more than enough, I think. Oop, 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 oop. Good grief! So much pain. And then pick that up, place that down, and we can dump off all of that in there. That can, well, can go in there for now, can't it? Right, starting to get there. Let me go and grab some oak, and we can try and get a top floor in, or at least a floor with, I don't know whether to actually, that's a thought. I'm not entirely sure how to do it sympathetically, but we'll work on it. I've got an idea. I've got a couple of ideas. Let me go and grab myself some oak. I'll be back in a sec. All right, we are onward. We got a roof. This is the thing. I was going to make the stairs 2 wide. I'm only going to make them 1 wide. I'm going to put a banister on here, and it will run around this landing here. This will probably be also 1 meter wide. That will be where the wall is, but I may actually make the wall half thick on here. And then we'll have probably 3 or 4 rooms. Reason for that, I'm also going to put a beam in there just so we can get that so it's complete. Reason for that is this is a dockside tavern, so a dockside tavern would probably be a bordello. We'll put a railing up on there where they can tout for patronage. I'll not say, you know, who can tout for patronage. I think if you need to ask that question, then you probably, you know, need to go and ask someone other than me. That's a thing. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm just taking out the blocks which are all the same in a chiseled form, to put a layer of timber on the top, because I want to be able to just copy and paste. That just leaves that block there, which is that one there. Excellent. So yeah, just a matter of take out that, take out that, put this in, and just drag it across, keep the boards in the same direction, everything's all good, and we can do that. Got to do that all the way around the outside, so let me get on with that bit, and we can think about probably here we'll have the stairwell going up into the attic rooms, which there'll be a bit more up here, and yeah, we'll think about that. But let's get this floor in and also get these stairs in. The stairs are going to be chiseled, so that's going to be another piece of work again. Yeah, back in a moment. Alright, I'm just working on stairs at the moment. I am inclined, I'll just check I've got these all going the right way. I have. So I'm inclined to chop that out, and then these. Should be some more down there. This is the stair design. It's fairly simple. Doesn't really match up perfectly down here. I may fix that. I just need some chiseled logs. That's simple enough to do. And then we can again in the next pass we will make these more rough and ready. But that and that go together, and then we do effectively. I'm going to have to. I haven't got really any building blocks on me. I should have had some dirt on my personage, but you know how it goes. I don't always have the blocks to hand. I think that went there, and this is going to be awkward, isn't it? Yes, of course it's going to be awkward, right. Then that one will go there, and then this one goes here, but this is going to be different to that. So what we need to do is go 2, 3, 1. Now this we're going to rotate, and then this one needs to be, well, it needs to be something else, doesn't it? Let's strip off a top layer, and let's put on this layer. This will get us up into here. There'll be a room here, probably a split down the middle and a room either side, I think. Not sure how I'm going to do the doors and stuff yet, but that's, you know, secondary really. Let me strip off the bottom. Let's kind of like that, I think. Oop, try not to kill myself. That makes sense. Structurally-ish, kinda. And then if we were to, well, let's take these and just try this out, shall we? Can't do... Well, actually, I can do that there. Of course I can. What am I talking about? But I can do you here, and then you there, perhaps there as well, and then there, there. Technically, we need one more. So let us address that. Realistically, I should do something there, but I'm going to leave that just as a slab, I think. So this, what are we going to do here? Well, what we'll do is we'll chop all of that out. We'll chop that out and then we'll come back. Does that work? I think it kind of does. Then I probably just need to remove that. Yeah, that firms up that structure quite nicely, doesn't it? Right, so we can do the same here. That brings it into the floor. Now that wants rotating. And again, structurally, it looks soundish. Right, I need to get wattle and daub. Well, wattle and daub. The walls on the inside here are also going to be wattle, I think. That kind of works to my design somewhat. Let me, and we'll probably do the same upstairs. We're going to need more of this, that's a definite. But if we are going to go along here, let's just throw them all the way down. And then, do we think 3? So 1, what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if I did 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that was the thing there. So let's take out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there. If we did something similar this way, 1, let's have the 2, 3, 4. With 1, 2, a small one in the middle. A small one in the middle works, doesn't it? That's fine. So that will give us our walls for the rooms. I'm going to need to do, man, getting a lot of lag here. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm glad that I paused for a short while there. I've just realised that I made a cock-up. This lot here is all half a block too high. Because I've been working on this walling, and, well, not to put too fine a point on it, we should have been working, yeah, actually here I think. I'm kind of doing it still wrong. Up. Bit more. Up. Let's get those converted. That must be chiseled, so that's, yeah, that's correct. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I'm going to, well, let's just work this out, shall we? That definitely is wrong, so we'll get those back to there. That is a cat by the door. Story of my life, this. Always a bloody cat wanting to come in from the door. And judging by the sounds of that, that was Cromwell. However, yeah, the point of the work here and I appear to be missing 2 blocks, which is interesting. I don't know where they've gone, but the point of that is to take out this layer and all of that layer, and blend the wall to the floor. I don't know exactly where I'm putting the walls above, so that makes a certain amount of sense. So we'll take out these, and then we'll need a bit of wattle and daub there, don't we? Boop, boop. So at this point I want to take these and those and combine them. Like that. So that's one of those and one of those. I'll fix that in a moment. That's relatively straightforward, and then we can put that back like that. And then it doesn't matter where I put the walls up here because the floor will match. That's what we're after. That is the key. That is the magic bullet. That is what's going to make this work. And then we'll put those in there. Right. So then we can. Yeah, I need to come down one. And then we can take our 6 of those and those. That should give me enough of those to do the same. And repeat, and then I'll drop these floors down. That gives me the rooms, and then I can work out what I'm doing up in this space. Yep, okay, back in a moment. Alright, well, it's not 100% perfect. There are issues in areas. So, for example, there's no cross beam because you just can't put one where that is. Similarly, the oh no, it's just the shape. Yeah, similarly that one's alright, but if we scorch around to here, I can't put the little beam there because they won't allow me to put the beam and the block there. So same there, but on the whole, by the time we've finished, you'll not notice. The wattle and daub has been smoothed over, so it's not completely wrecked. I'm not 100% certain about those window covers, but so I may convert them out for something more like this, where it's a custom cover rather than this thing. It just looks a little bit big, but that's always something we can do later. Similarly at this side, I put lanterns in now, so at night it will illuminate nicely. We do need to put some beams. We need to put a stove and stuff in here, get a chimney, get the kitchen going, get a bar going. Obviously we need to furnish doors, railings, all that kind of good stuff, and then furnishings for the rooms and stuff. Probably when we come up here to the attic space, I'll probably put some crates and chests up here as if that's storage, and then you've got 3 rooms including this one that looks out of the dormer window in the roof. I've only done a 1 dormer. It really didn't fit to do more, but I think at this stage that's quite enough. We've got a start of we've got the build. Broad brush strokes last episode, finer brush strokes this episode. Next episode, probably decorating. I may need to go Rubin raiding because I'm going to want some tables and stuff for in here, and some clutter. Basically, we're going to need some nice clutter, and I'm going to have to go through my collection. Not having the great collection of clutter that I have normally got is proving to be a little painful at times, but on the whole I am happy with that. Another piece which I can't fix, I can't get interacting with the chisel block somehow, that bit there, the little gap, again, it's going to annoy me. I may try and, in fact, let me just grab you. Let me just try this. Fixed it. There we go. Fixed it. So, detailing in. Next thing, real level detail, including the sign. I have got a sign design for this. I'm not sure whether it will be quite as cute as the panda, but things I may do the railing chiseling between episodes, because that is just something that is going to be easier to do if we've got the railings up here. These walls are chiseled to half slabs, so a bit more space, but it does mean I can't hang anything there. Swings and roundabouts. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.